Well, good morning again, everyone. I'm back. Thank you for taking this opportunity to join me. We are going to get right into this. So, of course, this is out of Breitbart News, where I will be leaving links in the description box below, where the headline here reads, Pinkerton essential workers point the way to the Republican Workers' Party. Well, this should be a pretty good one, guys. This is actually related to an EF3 tornado that just touched down a couple of days ago there in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Sadly killing at least 33 people and injuring numerous others as well, guys. But the article here reads, on April 12th, tornado tore across 8 southern states, killing 33. Chattanooga, Tennessee was especially hard hit. An EF3 twister killed 9, injuring dozens, and destroying and damaging 150 buildings. I'm sure many of you remember that. And given this whole COVID-19 thing, I can imagine just how devastating this must be for so many people there in Tennessee, especially many of the doctors and nurses and first responders, as many are working to try to get this thing under control again, guys. But moving on, excuse me one second here. The article here further reads, yet within minutes there was hope. First responders were soon at the scene at 6 a.m. the following day. 500 workers began conducting a grid search as the Hamilton County Emergency Management Communications Director Amy Maxwell explained to the Chattanooga Times, "We're still in the rescue mode and that's pretty much going through the area which is affected, going door to door to make sure that we got everyone accounted for, of course." Well, we know that's what, our first responders have to do, especially for homes that, took serious damage, of course, as well, looking for anyone that may be injured or whatever. But the article further reads here, given the size of the response, one might almost forget that at the same time the nation is in grip of the coronavirus epidemic, although of course, but nobody is forgetting, as of April 15th, Hamilton County has had 110 COVID-19 infections and 11 deaths nationwide. More than 26,000 have died. That's a terrible situation, guys. But again, a little bit of good news out of all this. We know that over 750,000 people worldwide have recovered so far from COVID-19. So that is the best news out of all this right now. But we're going to continue to do our best to monitor this, guys. But again, moving on, guys, let's see to what do we have here. I'm sure many of you heard about this yesterday during Trump's press briefing. I think it was yesterday, where the headline here reads, "Thank you very much," Donald Trump went on to state. "Lee's briefing without taking questions." Well, can you honestly blame him? Look constantly how the media continues to try to spin everything he says, and how, others have even went on to state that nowhere in, anything he said about this injection that he mentioned Lysol or bleach. And again, I read one article yesterday when one article stated, falsified his comments as, injecting bleach and Lysol. Some spokesperson for Lysol urged people not to inject Lysol, even though President Trump never urged anybody to even inject Lysol either. But that's just, how the media works, you guys. That's why they call MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all of them fake news media. And I mean, it's just unreal, guys. But moving on here, the article reads, President Donald Trump on Friday exited the White House coronavirus press briefing without taking any questions from reporters. The president concluded the briefing after he and his team delivered opening statements saying, "Thank you very much." Before returning and exiting the room, reporters shouted questions as he walked away. Well, for one, President Trump does not have to answer anything he has not already answered. And it's funny, we've seen oftentimes how, many others from fake news media outlets there will, actually ask him questions that are completely off topic in regards to this briefing, of course, with this COVID-19 issue. And of course, they don't like his response afterward, and things tend to get kind of heated from time to time. Many of you've seen it yourself. I don't have to, repeat myself or, run anything by you guys, because I'm pretty sure you see the amount of nonsense President Trump has to deal with when it comes to fake news media, guys. But again, as I've said, it's just not fair at all. But moving on, guys, the article here further reads, the president suffered a brutal 24 hours of news coverage after he asked whether disinfectants or ultraviolet light could be used in the body to fight the Wuhan coronavirus. Prior to the briefing, reporters have said that the White House staff tried to change seating in the press briefing room, moving CNN, of course CNN, guys, to the back of the room and moving the Washington Blade reporter Chris Johnson to the front. White House staff just came into the briefing room and informed the print pooler that they want them to swap seats with CNN, Yahoo News media reporter Hunter Walker wrote on Twitter, of course. But I cannot blame them, because everybody knows, again, how CNN ends, guys. They are, they are fake news, guys, with a capital F. I mean, they do nothing but twist everything President Trump tries to say, and I blame a lot of the media now for a lot of this, craziness that was going on in our country back in March. But as I've said again, with the panic buying and everything, and with everything going on now, and you're a racist, and you're a Nazi, and you don't agree with me, and I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, guys, and it just doesn't seem to be any end in sight right now. But moving on, guys, we're going to continue to do our very best to, keep an eye on this, as we don't know whether or not President Trump will have a briefing today. Will he take questions today? One can only wait and see, guys. But with that being said, if we happen to have any more news, guys, please do feel free to subscribe for further updates or any breaking news, and I will do my very best to get that to you. God bless.